I've been tagged several times now in a video about a provision of the big bloated billionaire bill from the House of Representatives that passed early this morning. What does it do? Well, it would basically strip the right of courts to enforce their orders. Here's an excellent piece on justsecurity.org written by Erwin Chemerinsky, one of the foremost constitutional scholars in the country. What does the part of the bill say? No court of the United States may use appropriated funds, so money they get from Congress, to enforce a contempt citation, that's a citation getting somebody in trouble for not doing what they're supposed to do, for failure to comply with an injunction or temporary restraining order if no security was given when the injunction or order was issued, whether issued prior to, on, or subsequent to the date of enactment of this section. A few things here, and we can read along again. The courts cannot enforce a contempt citation, meaning there was a temporary restraining order or an injunction, and whoever was restrained or enjoined has not complied. Now, there's no way to enforce it. That prohibition on enforcement applies if no security was given when the injunction or order was issued, and often no security is given under that federal rule of civil procedure. What does all that mean? Well, when you get an injunction against somebody, sometimes the party who asked for the injunction is required to post a bond. That would cover the damages of the enjoined person if it turns out that person shouldn't have been enjoined. Often that bond is set at zero. Then finally, whether issued prior to, on, or subsequent to the date of enactment of this section. So it would apply to injunctions, to temporary restraining orders that are in effect now, before the bill even becomes law, assuming that it does become law. That basically takes any teeth that the courts have in the first place away. There's no way to even enforce unless a bond was posted. Now, going forward, could minor, small, de minimis bonds be required? $1, $2, $5, whatever? Yeah, I think that would probably satisfy the requirement. But what about all the injunctions and TROs that are in effect now? Why is the Trump administration advocating for this and his allies in the House voting for it? Because he keeps losing. And there are a bunch of injunctions saying that he can't do things. He says that he will abide by the law, but the only reason for this provision is so that if he doesn't, nothing can be done. We talk about a constitutional crisis, but when the executive won't comply with court orders and then Congress tries to take away the court's rights to even enforce their own orders, then if we're not there, we're pretty damn close. Take a look at Chemerinsky's piece. It's very good. He knows what he's talking about, and he's an excellent writer. And by the way, if you're so inclined, feel free to go subscribe to my YouTube page. I'll be posting content there as well.